A man's truck was impounded by a sheriff's department, and the man needed to retrieve something from it. He went down to the sheriff's office, and when he did, the sheriff's deputies did a warrant check, and they discovered that while there were no active warrants in that jurisdiction, a neighboring county had an active arrest warrant for the man. The deputies arrested the man and discovered both drugs and a firearm. But as it turned out, that neighboring jurisdiction, they still had the arrest warrant in their computer database, but the warrant itself had been recalled 5 months earlier. The man sought to suppress the firearm and the drugs based on the fact that the warrant had been recalled, and at the time of the arrest, there was actually no valid warrant. The government sought to admit the evidence against him based on the good faith exception to the exclusionary rule. This case went all the way to the United States Supreme Court. In Herring versus United States in 2009, the Supreme Court allowed evidence to be admitted against a defendant when a warrant did not even exist. In doing so, the Supreme Court emphasized, just as it had in Leon, that the exclusionary rule is not an individual right, but rather a mechanism through which courts can deter police misconduct. Also, as the court emphasized in Leon, an isolated act of police negligence will not have a strong enough deterrent effect to justify the exclusion of evidence. So what does this mean for the Fourth Amendment? Does that mean that police officers can now keep all warrants in their databases, whether they're active or not? The answer is no. What's important to understand here is that the police officer's mistake was mere negligence and that it was isolated rather than systemic. If the police officers had been reckless or had intentionally kept these entries in their database, the Supreme Court is clear that the outcome would be different. Courts are very sensitive to police officers trying to game the system. So look for any evidence of that, but understand that if you're dealing with an isolated, negligent act, the exclusionary rule probably will not apply.